So to grow a music teaching business that's bigger than just yourself, you need to be a good leader of people. And that's hard, but today I'm going to give you 3 tricks and tips that have helped me, things I've observed in other people and applied to my own leadership that has made me a better leader. All that in just a sec. So, number 1 is to say to people, what I really appreciate about you is. Now, when I was a teenager, someone actually wrote me a letter. It was a friend. It was a girl in our friend circle. It wasn't romantic in any way, but she wrote me this letter and it said, what I really appreciate about you is you're really level-headed. You're never, like crazy over the top, excited, and never like down in the dumps and depressed and all this. You're very level-headed, and this letter was really cool, and it made me think like, wow, I now feel like I'm a level-headed person. I can be a more level-headed leader. And so that was when I was about 15, 16 years old. And ever since then I realized, wow, when people tell you something about your life and who you are as a person, how you act, whether it's positive or negative, you can really take those things on. So I started making sure that I talk to my students and my team members this way and saying, hey, what I really appreciate about you is, and I'd be really specific. So because it's really easy to just say, oh, you're awesome, man, you're so cool, thanks so much for being awesome. But if you actually say to someone like, man, what I really appreciate about you is you're just like 5 minutes early every day. It's awesome. So notice all the good things that people do, and you want to make sure that you have an encouragement-based leadership plan. So you need to obviously be constructive and things like that, but 90% of the time you need to be just encouraging and commending people and telling them specifically what do you actually appreciate about them. The more that you do that, the better, I guess, the better work you get out of people, and the better relationship you have, the more passionate they are about their job, and the more valued and appreciated they feel. So have a think about who's in your team, if you've got a team, or even students, and think what is something that you can tell them that you really appreciate about them. Number 2 would be to say sorry as quickly as possible when you get something wrong. Now, even if it's only the littlest thing, or if you think that someone's being a bit pedantic or over the top, or it shouldn't really matter, just like say sorry, honestly, because you want your people to say sorry and take responsibility when they stuff up. And so you have to actually model that for them. So even just yesterday, I had a meeting with someone, and there's an issue going on, which is, I'd say probably 90% his problem, and but there was 1 or 2 things that I communicated in a way that it wasn't perfect, and so I said, hey man, I'm really sorry that I wasn't as patient as I should have been with you, and I apologized, and he really appreciated that. And just remember, people want to follow a leader that's not always right but who's always real. So be real, be sorry when you stuff up, and just say it. It's actually really refreshing in today's world to hear a leader say, I'm really sorry, man, I got this wrong. Let's move on. Finally, number 3 is to give little gifts. Just yesterday I gave out 2 double passes to the movies to 2 different team members. One had covered a whole lot of people who have been sick or away. We're just on the tail end of winter as I film this, and even my own voice is croaky because I've had the flu, and the flu's wiped out half our team in sequence, and this person has just gone above and beyond and covered lots of people. So I wrote him a nice little card, got him 2 tickets to the movies, and just went up to him yesterday in front of a couple other team members and just thanked him, and just said that he really made a difference, and he's saved the day many times. He's saved the company money from not having to cancel or credit classes, or annoying scheduling of catch-ups, all that sort of stuff. So that little gift meant a lot to him. Another tutor, same day, is someone that has just been going above and beyond, like in their own work, in the admin team, and just picking up the slack, working after hours to get some projects over the line, just being awesome and not complaining at all, never being like, oh, I don't want to do that. but just jumping in, making things happen, just having the most awesome attitude. So that was two sets of movie tickets that, you know, it's probably like $20 each, $25, peanuts, but they really appreciate them, and they get to take, those two different guys get to take their girlfriend and spouse to the movies, and they so appreciate it. So little gifts can mean little. Like, I give a lot of chocolate bars away. It's just the very fact that you grab a piece of paper like this. Hey John, thanks so much for X, Y, and Z. You're awesome. I really appreciate how you, whatever. Chocolate bar, give it to them. Can be that simple. As we've grown, I've really enjoyed giving cool gifts, and for some of our managers that have gone crazy above and beyond, and worked much harder than other people, I've given them some really big gifts. I've taken someone trips to other cities. I've bought them nights in fancy hotels. Very expensive headphones, all sorts of things. You find something that they really appreciate, and you make a big deal of it and celebrate them in front of the team. So that is, those are three little things that you want to think about to help you be a good leader that people want to follow. So tell people what you appreciate about them. Be really specific. Say you're sorry when you stuff up, and say it quickly. And give out little gifts and thank yous. Just remember that people have the choice to work for you or the choice to work for someone else, and they want to feel appreciated. And just because you have all the pressures that come with your job, like, paying bills and taxes and wages and, doing all the extra hours, even though that's much bigger than what they will perhaps ever do for you, they still need to feel appreciated, cared for, and they want to feel part of something. And so if you let them know how much you appreciate them, and you actually show it with some physical gifts and things, it doesn't need to be expensive. Honestly, small stuff, people appreciate it, and they want to follow a leader that treats them like that. So go away from this video and think about who you need to complete one of those actions for. Is it a gift? Is it a special thank you? Is it apologizing for something? Just do whatever you need to do.